Welcome into, yeah, you gotta turn my mic on. You did that, right? Yeah. Welcome into the Upstate Pulse. My name is Lonzo. It is a beautiful Saturday. How are my levels, Justin? Are you looking at the thing and seeing that? There we go. There we go. We're training someone today, so he's probably not used to me being loud, which I have to be on this one. Yes, Dave. By the way, we are not only live on this fine here program, we are live on YouTube and Twitch and Facebook at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse for some of those. Anyway, it is a beautiful day outside. I know it's been raining, but it is something that we need. I heard Charlie James talking about this the other day about how much we need rain. We absolutely need rain, and I'm glad that we have it. And it beats snow any day. I just want to say that. If this is your first time listening to this here program, let me tell you what we do. We don't talk politics. I know there's plenty of stuff going on right now, and you need a break from that sometimes. And if you can't take a break from it, there's a 12-step program somewhere that maybe you can find, because if politics are your sports, this is the Super Bowl season. I mean, that's how that works, but we're not talking about it because you get plenty of it with our award-winning programming, starting off with Tara from 6 to 10, followed by Mike Gallagher and then Charlie James. Oh, I forgot about Bill. He'll hurt me. Followed by Bill Frady, then Charlie James. And so we get plenty of that award-winning programming. Soon to have Bill's getting ready to win an award, a Star Award. We'll see if he wins the merit or if he wins the whole thing. Hopefully he wins the whole thing. I'm looking forward to that. But you get plenty of that during the week. Now, first of all, I want to apologize because obviously there's a good reason why we weren't on last week. We were here,
yeah,
and then chaos erupted and we had to go to Fox News, and you guys all know why. And so we had to do that, but we are back this week. When I say we, it's very limited. Odie had to be out of town for work, and Matthew is out of town for family. And by the way, shout out to Matthew. Congrats to Matthew. Ran a 5K today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Very happy about that. I didn't know that he ran 5Ks.
Apparently he does now.
Oh, you and I need to do that too.
Runner Matthew.
By the way, the other voice that you hear is Cameron. He is here. Not sure if Pappy's going to show up or not. You never know. He might. Text line
I might sneak in the third chair.
Oh, no. We don't need that. We do not need that. All right. Text line is 71307. Please make sure you text flaccid with as many C's or Z's or S's as you want, because Tara hates that and we love it. So make sure you do that. And I am manning the text line today. Justin is in here training. He might talk a little bit. We'll see, because Justin has informed us that he's not a nerd, but he is, though. He is. He's a sports nerd, and he's also a wrestling nerd. So might be some wrestling sprinkled in, because I happen to know that he is a wrestling nerd. Man, you guys are going crazy on the stream. Let me jump on there really quick before we get to all the stuff we need to talk to. Dave, as I said, and I've already addressed, asked if we are live, and we are definitely live. James says hello from Anderson. Hello, James. Dave says, I wish it was raining here in Pelzer. I'm sick of running my sprinkler to keep my lawn alive. Yeah, hopefully you don't have an HOA. Let's see. Chris says, what's up, guys? What's up, Chris? Dave says, wouldn't it be faster to do a 5K in a car instead of running? Or start off running, jump in a car, an Uber, and then jump back out near the end? Now, listen, you probably shouldn't do that unless you think you can get away with it.
That's what they call in the business cheating.
Yeah, but they do. Not only in the business, but everywhere. They call that cheating everywhere.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
I thought it was only just in the business.
No, it's everywhere. Chris says we want Pappy. No, we don't. We do not.
Look, the people have spoken.
Yeah.
They want Pappy.
There are times when the people are wrong. I mean, sometimes the people.
Who are you to deny the people what they want?
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
Are you not a man of the people?
And Chris says he's scared of Tara. I'm not scared of her. She's like 4 or 5. She's wiry, though. She is wiry. So see, the thing is, I shared an office with her for a couple of years, and she's just as cynical and silly as I am. You guys just don't get to see it. I mean, she put the Tara doll, sent messages to me from the Tara doll every day, and that thing stared at me because the listener brought her in a Tara doll. And it just stood there, and it just looked at me every day. And there would be little Post-it notes from the Tara doll quite often. So don't think that she's not as that she doesn't have the same kind of humor as we do, because she absolutely does. She does, for sure. By the way, Dave, I did see that. Cameron and I, so Dave has talked about how the boys, the show on Prime, had to change the title of their last episode. We're not going to get into why. If you watch the boys, good for you, I guess.
Yeah.
Cameron and I had to come to a decision, and we're both in season 2. We started watching it together, and we decided that it makes us uncomfortable even watching it together.
Yep.
So we've decided to watch it separately. I mean, you guys who are watching it and probably don't have a problem. I mean, I guess good for you, but for us, it's uncomfortable. And there are still times where I'm watching going, man, I'm glad he's not here watching with me. Because I don't want to glance over and go, yeah, just wow, what? Yeah. So we will catch
Eye contact always makes that worse.
Yes, we will catch up. My understanding is that it's on a 2-year hiatus, so we got plenty of time to catch up on that. On today's show, we are going to talk about what happened yesterday to everybody. We got to talk about that a little bit. We, in case you didn't know, there was a Cloudstrike outage yesterday, which affected a lot of things. We'll talk about that a little bit.
Clouds are fluffy.
Yes, well, sometimes they have lightning strikes from them. Yeah, including lightning round, which you can look forward to later on in the show. We're going to be breaking down the last episode of The Acolyte, whether we liked it or not. We are also going to talk. We haven't talked about My Adventures of Superman, and what a great show that is. We're gonna start talking about that a little bit.
I'd rather
more.
talk about that than
yeah,
Acolyte.
well, we got to do. I mean, we just listen. The thing is, when you review something, you're not going to like some things, and you got to point out why you don't like them. We're definitely going to be doing that. Also, an AI takeover, starring a star that well, anyway, and video games, nerd roundtable. Justin's going to jump in when we get to video games because he bought a game that a lot of people are playing right now, and not me, and I'm going to explain why when we get there. First, let's start off with we just came back from the beach, and I am proud of a moment. I pointed this out. If you watch the Rob Brown Show or listen to the Rob Brown Show, 6 to 10 a.m. on our brother station, 97.1 The Fan, nominated for Best Sports Show and Best Morning Show, by the way. I want to point that out at Star Awards. I won't be here in 2 weeks because I'm going to collect hardware for WORD and for The Fan. Did something that you may call devious, but here's the thing. You know, for a while, Cameron didn't know, but now Cameron believes, and I believe.
I do believe.
And I think Justin probably believes too. We all believe in Joe Hendry. Okay. Do you believe in Joe Hendry, Justin?
Yes, I do.
Okay. All right. There we go. So it's unanimous. Everyone in this studio believes in Joe Hendry. So I've done a thing where every time my wife gets in the car, I play Joe Hendry's intro. She's not real happy about that, but you know, I take pleasure where I can find it, and I think it's funny. So, and I, as I said, believe in Joe Hendry, and I want her to also believe in Joe Hendry. And I would love if everyone out there believes in Joe Hendry. But we found someone who we got to believe in Joe Hendry.
Yes, we did.
And that is my soon-to-be 6-year-old granddaughter, who stood up with Cameron and I, and we did an amazing impromptu presentation of I Believe in Joe Hendry. She just come and stood in the middle of us. She squared her shoulders up, and she got into it. It might as well have been a Broadway play.
We were weirdly synchronized, too.
Of course we were. We're family. That's what happens. It's like family harmony cannot be beat. So so we all jumped up and did I Believe in Joe Hendry, not just once, but multiple times during our stay
Lots
at the
of
beach.
Spontaneous believing in Joe Hendry.
Well, Dave, if you don't know who Joe Hendry is, you need to look him up. And once you do, you will believe in him. All right, Joe Hendry is a TNA wrestler, TNA Impact wrestler, who also is now crossing over into NXT. He also has knocked Taylor Swift off of beat her on Spotify with his intro. What he does is he does diss tracks to pop music, not rap music, to all the wrestlers that he wrestles.
It's
very good. It's
ballad diss tracks too.
It's like what we do, except for he does it towards a person, and I love it. And so Trey wants to know, are you guys going to TNA in Spartanburg? I'm not sure if Joe Hendry will be there or not. All right, here's the thing, Trey. That's why I'm bringing this up. In September, TNA Impact's coming to Spartanburg to the memorial, thing over there, which we've been there to see NXT before and some other things. I plan on being there on that Friday. So they're having Friday and Saturday tapings. Obviously I can't be there Saturday because this thing, but Fridays, that Friday, I definitely can do it. I will tell you, it's probably going to be Cameron and I. We'll try to find some other people to go too. Rob won't be able to go because he will be getting married. I mean, that's what he's going to be. That's his reason for not being there. He will be on. He'll be gone on his honeymoon, and I probably will be on vacation because I've been here 24 and a half years and over 24 and a half years, and I got a lot of vacation. So I'll be taking some vacation during that time. So I will. I'm looking forward to Joe Hendry. So anyway, check that out if you want to go. We'll have some fun. Let's see. Scott says, "Evening, guys. Today we celebrate the 55th anniversary of the first manned landing on the moon." I saw that. Hoping with the progress SpaceX has been making on their new rocket, along with Artemis program, I may realize my dream of seeing Americans walk on the moon once more before I die. Hey, Scott, dude, as a kid, that was it. I wanted to be an astronaut. Then this thing happened. I'm large, and then this other thing happened. Apparently, I'm afraid of heights. Who knew? I wasn't when I was a kid. I am now. And let's face it, fat guys don't go to the moon. Fat guys don't go to space. Fat guys don't get on SpaceX and go to.
I feel like that's a song. Fat guys don't go to the moon.
I got to do that. Fat guys don't go to the moon. That's a next Rob's hat original.
Fat guys don't go to the moon. Okay.
Duna Bros says, when I got married, my best friend gave my wife a sympathy card. He probably was also relieved because now he doesn't have to have you all the time. His wife can have them. Let's see.
Co-custody.
Text line 71307. Texter says, Lonzo, hey, honeymoon is no excuse not to hang out with you guys. Slacker. Well, he is a slacker. It's Rob Brown. I mean, come on. Here's the thing. He has 37 jobs. He also schedules way too. He says yes. I mean, that's the thing. Hey, Rob, you want to? Yeah, I'll do that. Hey, Rob, yeah, I'll do that. And before he knows, he's triple, quadruple booked. And there you go. All right, we're going to take our first break. When we get back, we're going to talk about some things that are going on out on the streets. By the way, stay off Woodruff Road if you can.
On the streets?
Yeah, out on the streets. What's going on the street, yo?
Are we going to go dancing in the streets?
You probably could if you're on Woodruff Road right now. All right, you are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. Chris, I had, those little fairs where you go, I guess they're not fairs. They're where those guys would come to your elementary school and have those sheets of things that you could buy, like posters and books and all that kind of stuff. And even though we were on welfare, somehow we were able to scrap together enough money. This is a long time ago.
No, Scholastic book fairs?
I think it was Scholastic, yeah.
Yeah.
My very first poster was Neil Armstrong on the moon. But my mom wouldn't let me hang posters, which may have, I had a bunch of posters. She let me buy posters, but I couldn't hang them. I wasn't allowed to hang them on the walls.
That's kind of cruel, though.
Yeah, it's like, here, you can buy that cheeseburger, but you can't eat it. It's the same sort of thing. You may wonder why I'm surrounded by posters all the time. It's because I didn't get a chance to do it as a kid. I'm doing it now, and I can do it at work, which is really cool. I mean, so there's that. All right, reminder, Justin, the rejoin will have a movie clip, and then it will say something about this is the Upstate Pulse. When you hear that's when you start playing the music.
That's what you read my mind.
Yes.
You read my mind, sir. I almost chimed in and said,
hey, he's going to hit the wall eventually. Here's what I think, Chris. Here's what I think is after he gets married, it's going to wear on him for a while, and he's going to get even more lackadaisical than he already is at times, and he's going to pick wrong, and we will have him on the Nerf wall. I believe in my heart he's there someday, and no, I'm not cheating to get him there. Chris says that a Farrah poster. Spelled Farrah wrong, but we know who it is. Her hair was just awesome. Maybe another reason why no, that's not why. I loved the feathered look back in the day. And I was just a kid. Odie, why are you calling me during the break?
Shout out to Trey.
What are you doing?
I appreciate you, Trey. He saw it. My shirt and my hat.
Yeah.
I can do that.
Trey's
I will open the phone lines for you.
And
hang up now.
I love listening to Jim Rice on the Red Sox pre and post game shows on Nessie.
All right, do you know how to get phones on?
I haven't done that in here yet. No.
Okay. So he will call, you will pick it up, you'll ask his name, and it will come in over there, So if he's on line 1, you would push this, and he would come in on line 1.
Okay. We'll patch him through.
If he calls,
Okay.
You might be doing that just to troll us.
you need to call now.
Call now.
That's another.
So keep an eye out for him calling.
There's a joke that just popped in my head, but I'm like, they're not. That's not a sponsor. I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, don't do that.
I caught myself. But yeah, Jim Rice, Hall of Famer. Appreciate you, Trey.
Odie's in Alabama, and he called and wants to be on the show.
Yeah.
But he ain't. There you go. So pick up the receiver first, then press the button. All right, just put him on hold. You don't need to talk to him. Tell him you're putting him on hold. Okay, we'll put you on hold, brother. All right. You sure it's on hold?
Yes.
Okay, so when I go to him,
Well, if you hung up on him, it'd be kind of funny.
Okay. So reach over here, hit one. Gotcha.
Yeah. I don't know, man. I usually don't take callers because most of them are drunk, and Odie could be. I don't know.
That's a scary thought.
He did not sound sober to me. I'm just saying. Although he says he doesn't drink anymore, so he's probably just. I mean, he's in Alabama. How could you sound? I mean,
he's gone native.
You know.
That's what do you call it? That's a loaded question.
Yes, it is. Can't ask him any football questions because he's from Ireland.
I just imagine he's in a holler with a banjo.
Dude, bros, I believe he doesn't drink anymore. I believe that's what he told me, but I could be wrong. You know, I don't drink and never have, so I don't care as long as you're not puking on my feet. I'm good. Yeah, I could hear it, but thank you. Welcome back to the Upstate Pulse. Justin, you gotta turn the mics on quicker, dude. I mean, you just do. It's not gonna blow up. It's not. I mean, you just hovering over that button like it's gonna blow up. It's not gonna blow up. Okay. If it does blow up, I would be completely shocked.
Does it have a skull on it?
And if it does blow up, it probably would hurt me too. And so it's not gonna blow up.
It's a very isolated blast radius. It
even
just blows
after
up the producer.
Yeah, even after yesterday. Okay. Speaking of, Cloudstrike outage affected a lot of us yesterday. I am guessing that nothing happened in Alabama. So we're going to go to our reporter in Alabama. That would be one Odie, and find out what's going on down there in Bammer.
Well, I'm recording live here from Alabama, and, well, you see, we didn't get the blue screen of death. We got the chartreuse screen of death down here in Alabama.
Chartreuse. That's like a
chartreuse.
That's kind of blue.
Chartreuse. Yeah, it's kind of blue. A little bit of cayenne, a little bit of not quite blue, but not quite through. I mean, that's just. I think I've been in Alabama too long because I'm starting to talk like Alabama folk now, so it's all good. I don't mind.
You know what? It's weird, but your Alabama accent is not bad.
No, it's not.
Yeah, that's very strange.
Well, I've been working on it. Like I've been down here now for about 48 hours, and a little bit scary.
Yeah.
A little bit scary, but I like it. And I saw an alligator.
Did you really see an alligator?
I saw it.
Did you wrestle it?
Wait.
It was in the Bass Pro store because he was dead.
Oh, okay.
But it was an alligator.
Okay.
Yeah.
How big was he?
Well, no, actually, did you know that alligators can grow up to 10 feet?
That's why I'm asking how big it was.
It'd be very big gators.
No, but they can grow up to 10 feet. But this one only had 4 feet. So.
All right, you cut out there. How big was he?
I don't know. Like he only had 4 feet.
Oh, okay. He only had 4 feet. Okay, all right.
Like he could grow up to 10 feet, but he didn't.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's
okay.
It took me a second.
This is the joke stuff.
Okay, well here's the problem. There's a hesitation between your call and here. That's what it was.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
Because I'm so far away.
Yes.
And the time difference and all that kind of stuff, and the fact that I'm speaking Irish and.
It's well, we understand Irish, except for don't say that word. Word.
The word.
No,
word.
Don't say word. So we
Can
do
can
miss you, by the way. And you know,
I know it's been a while. Yeah, I wasn't there last week. Actually, you can tell once we get done with the call, you can tell the good people why I wasn't even in the studio last week, which I'm fine with. That's fine. And I think some of them know the relationship I had with certain beastie.
Yeah.
And you can let them know about that. But yeah, I will be back. Don't worry, I'll be back next week.
okay, as long as you're
With
as long
all
as
the fun.
okay, as long as you're back in 2 weeks, because I won't be here in 2 weeks because I'll be down in Columbia collecting hardware. And
That's when we're doing the Pappy and Odie takeover,
no,
dadgummit.
and I don't want to hear any
It's
of that.
going to be a raucous good time.
Yeah, I do not want to.
You know, we're going to have to work with engineering and find a way to get even more dump rather than 8 seconds.
Oh wow, we lost them. We lost
Patty
them.
and Patty, if Pappy and Patio Furniture got together,
Here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, we lost them for like 30 seconds, and we probably didn't need to hear any of that. I
no,
mean,
I didn't. You didn't. I'm back again. No, because I think when Lonzo's down getting silverware, we should have the Pappy and Patio Furniture double hour of power.
Well, I will tell you guys this, and I'll remind you this next week when you're back in studio.
Right.
The Star Awards have been moved, and they are now 5 to 7. So I will be stuck in construction on 26 for probably 35 hours. So I'll have time to call into the show, which I know when you're here and I'm not here, you'll probably open the phone lines up. Yeah,
I will open phone lines. I will let people consuming copious amounts of alcohol come on air and just, have fun, because I'm just I'm a little bit afraid of what could happen.
That is a little frowned upon, though.
Yeah.
That's.
Hey, listen, we can't have too much fun here. I mean, fun is
we tried
relegated to this show, but still, we can't have too much.
Well, I mean, look, these things happen.
They do. They absolutely do.
As I said once or twice, at the end of the day, it's nice.
It is, and it will be, maybe so you're like an hour behind us, right? It's like 6:28 there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
6:28. Yeah, give or take,
Did you get confused thinking, well, they shouldn't be on the air yet, but I'll check anyway?
No, because time differences for me, I'm pretty used to having to work around time differences, seeing that everybody else that I know are 5 hours behind me. So
that is true.
I was about to say you'd be pretty cognizant of it.
Ever so slightly, just a wee bit.
That was too big of a word to be used on this program. One strike against you, sir.
Look,
yeah, but
the listeners of this program are very intelligent.
Okay, you're right.
They are, but normally if you're cognizant, you just take some Pepto-Bismol and you'll be fine.
I hope so, because if you ain't regular, you ain't right. I mean,
you ain't regular, you got to get that stuff out of you. You just out, gone. Good luck.
Here's what
That's
you should
why
do.
I use the patented Pappy Plunger.
No, I don't want to know about that. All right. Also, while you're in Alabama,
there's a 4-step program with it.
No. All right. I thought you was gonna say there's a 2-step program, which makes even more sense. But anyway,
Number one.
Yeah. I mean, so while you're in Alabama, you should go around and ask people if they're regular. I mean, just randomly, just ask them if they're regular. They love that.
I'm not going to do that. I mean, don't get me wrong. I can see where you're coming from that I should do it, but I'm not going to do that because I like my head attached to my body.
Hey, we deserve some man on the street, and that's what you are, man on the street.
Is that really man on the street, or is that just man in the holler?
I don't know. No, they don't have hollers in Alabama.
They don't?
They do. I'm in Birmingham, Alabama, and the whole place is a hill. You're either going up a hill or you're going down a hill, or you're at the bottom of the hill or you're looking at a hill, because it's very lumpy. Very lumpy.
So does it feel like home?
No, because Ireland is very flat.
Wait, you're saying there are no hills in Ireland?
There's one or two, but we call them carricks.
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 Okay.
Carrots?
Because you could call it Carantoul.
Okay.
That sounds like something from Lord of the Rings.
No, it sounds like he said like a tour of the mountain, right? That's what he said.
I mean, you could do a tour of the mountain.
Yeah, there we go. Do people live under hill?
Yeah, they're the Underhills or the Proudfoots.
Yes, proud feet.
Proud feet.
Yes, exactly. All right, Odie, we need to go to break, but we'll let you go.
You go to break, and you're listening to the guys Okay, I love everybody. I'll talk to you next week. Goodbye.
Bye-bye, Odie.
Bye-bye.
All right. Make him gone. There we go. All right, he is gone.
Banish him.
Banish him. All right,
Back
so
to the shadow realm of
so
Alabama.
even though we didn't have a show last week, Odie was off last week because his dog passed away, and he had a pretty rough week with some other things, but especially his dog. Loved his dog a bunch, and his dog passed away, and that's rough anytime you lose an animal. So that's why he wasn't here last week, but we weren't on last week. So
nope.
We are on now, and we're about to go on break. And when we come back, unless we get phone calls from anybody else like that, we are going to talk about here's the title: Classic Cracker. Okay,
I'm scared.
it's not cracker, it's cracker.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
there's a big difference.
See, I thought it was crack up.
No, I would have spelled it that way. I would have. All right, you're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. See, I don't know, Junior Bros. I don't want to. Not only do I not want to know, I know I could be on the show. I probably won't listen to the show unless I am indeed stuck on traffic in 26, which I might be because they moved Star Awards 2 weeks from now back to 5 o'clock because there's soccer going on in Columbia. And they expect the roads to be very, very busy.
You got to watch out for those hooligans.
Yes. No, soccer fans, man, they're at least international soccer fans.
They're crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, is it that big match that they've been advertising?
Yeah, that's happening the same night as that we're in Columbia. So, yeah, well, not for us.
Don't worry, Duna Bros. We'll bring the house down figuratively.
When you play the music, when you start playing the music, turn the mics on. And don't.
Sorry.
I am now pressing the button. The button shall now be pressed.
I just picture MacGruber. Yeah, it's just like, it's like, yeah. Or Groot. I don't know if you know who Groot is. So, okay.
He
All right.
does.
So, you know who Groot is.
I saw what was the Infinity Wars and that had them in it.
Okay.
Is that right? Infinity Wars.
You're right. You probably aren't right, but you are right.
I'm sorry if I'm.
Anyway, you saw something
You're
and
good.
they were in
You're
it.
good.
So,
You know what it is. You just proved it.
Fake, but yes.
I definitely will be addressing that, Texter.
What?
You can't. I said Texter.
Oh, Texter.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I have the text line up over here,
Yeah, I was about to say, I noticed that.
which I can do every week, but I usually let Odie read it.
Because it'll be fun.
Well, I used to let Tim read it when Tim was on the show because Tim would never bring his glasses.
And it would just
And
take
so
him
I would make sure everyone spelled things wrong and made them really long. So he would have to struggle to try to read them. And yes, I did that on purpose, as you all know,
Yes.
to get him to remember to bring his glasses.
And he never did.
No, he did. He did a couple times.
He did a couple times, but it's funny with Odie because like you get that occasional. It's like I can't say that on the air.
Yes, because that's usually Texters are being good tonight, though.
And
so
it's
far,
and it's funny when it's him.
I walked out with my ears. I had them sat there right near where I go out to my car.
I have an extra pair, but they don't work real well. But I'll have to go get them. Also, looks like there may be some over there. There may be Will's. Or they might be like an extra pair. Yes. Yes. You have to turn them up on the board.
Oh, they're on here?
Yes. Is there no dial on down there too? Hold on.
Yeah, there's a thing right here.
Is it not doing anything?
Nothing coming through here. Oh, this turns it. Only the right ear works. This one ear. Or the left ear.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Oh, yeah, that's what I said.
The headphones I have in there, only the left ear works, I think. So
Which some of
you
us
could,
have
you could
listened
double it.
to.
You could put like one on each side and you can hear them both.
Look, some of us use that for 3 years and never made a complaint about it.
All right, Will says he has 3 extra pair here that you can use any of them. They're probably over there, but I mean you can use those.
I see those.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like
Thank you, Will, and thank you for listening and watching.
I'll grab them after we come
No, I
back.
swear you can't be sneaky at all because people are actually watching.
Rejoin in 15.
Thanks, Will. Hopefully it picks up for you, man. And if Will comes to your door, give him some extra tips.
Yeah.
Your pizza's going to be good. It's going to be hot. It's going to be ready. It's going to be there on time. All right, so we have one more break, right?
No, I was saying rejoin in 15.
That's not what I asked.
Sorry.
Fine.
Well, we have a break. What's the top of the hour? And
We've got one more break. I
when's
can see
the?
it from here.
Okay.
I will remind you of the other thing later.
Ooh, I like Trey's question.
Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here, along with Cameron and Justin. Justin is training today. I don't recall adding that song, but I kind of like it. I mean, I probably did. Or Will did it, or Tim did it, or Odie did it. Who knows? But it works for the show.
Justin's making us very boppy today.
Yeah, if you want to be a part of this here program, let me tell you a couple of different ways. For one thing, you can text us at 71307, or you can check us out on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch at 98.9 WORD or the Upstate Pulse. I'm also on my personal page, which is Lonzo and Word, but if you comment on that, I can't see it because that's how StreamYard works. Dunabro says all the cool kids watch the Twitch stream, which I think you're like the only one. No.
Viper Dave does too.
Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. I'd never go back and look at the Twitch stuff. I mean, I don't go back and look at anything because I'm never really happy with anything I ever do. So if I go back and listen, I'm going to go like, yeah, why did I do that there? Why didn't I say this there? Why didn't I do that? Why am I surrounded by people who are better than me? I just want to go home. And I'm quoting an anime there. I just want to go home. But anyway.
Also just acting out imposter syndrome, but
Yeah, Wayne says Bojangles has wrestlers on the large cups now. Yeah, I know. I is it Bojangles? I thought it was Hardee's. Is it Bojangles? Okay, that's fine.
I think it is. I think it's Bojangles.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I need to go to Bojangles and get me one. Viper Dave says 100% Twitch is gooder, and he's right. It is gooder. Let's see.
Gooderist.
Text line. Lonzo, is Odie 5 hours behind us or 5 hours before us? He's in Alabama, so he's just 1 hour behind us. But I think what? He's always a little bit behind, but it's because he's from Peninsula, and he's not here, and I can say that. Let's see. Texter says, Lonzo, my grandma was a redneck from Alabama. We think she has Irish in her. Faye. And I don't know if that means, fairy or if her name's Faye. I don't know.
Maybe her name is Faye and she's a little Faye.
Well, maybe, possibly. And if she's from Bammer, she probably is. Daggum. Roll Tide. Anyway.
Gotta love all those Alabama leprechauns.
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, we'll see how they do this year. And if you want to know, what's going on in sports, make sure you tune in to the Rob Brown Show, 6 to 10, Monday through Friday, 971.
Did that?
The Fan.
How did they think of that name?
I don't know. We're still trying to figure that out. Show's been on for 4 or 5 years, something like that. Still don't know why they picked the Rob Brown Show. All right, I want to talk about crackers. Classic cracker. Barrel. Okay. I want to talk about Cracker Barrel.
Ah, okay. I thought this was like you doing an 8 Mile before 8 Mile was.
No, see, here's the thing. Back in the day, this show's been on for like a decade now. Back in the day, we had bit killers. And bit killers, what a bit killer is, Chris, is they will, if I give them the story or the title, they will already kill it before we talk about it. So radio is spontaneity. At least this kind of show is. Well, actually, a lot of radio is. I know Rob and I, it's the same thing. It's improv. I mean, you have things you want to talk about. You have bullet points, or you have stories. But in the end, it's about reactions from the people in the room and reactions of the listeners. And I learned after a while that I had to quit telling people what we were going to actually say. So I will throw people off with my titles. Plus, it's a lot of fun. And the thing is, Odie comes in. Well, what's this about? You have to wait till we get on. Yeah, but the tides. It's like, dude, you got to understand. I'm not going to tell you. You could torture me, and I'm not going to tell you. And I'm sure, being a member of the Irish Mafia, you probably know some torture that we've never heard of before. All right, so there are people outraged over the new modern design of Cracker Barrel. So Cracker Barrel is going around, and they're starting in a couple different areas. They're taking all the farm stuff off the walls and things like that. And it's a very plain motif. So there's nothing really on the walls. And
So what you're saying is it's no longer a Cracker Barrel, it's just barrel.
Here's a couple quotes from some people at this particular Cracker Barrel. What is this farm to table BS? I want to feel like I'm eating at Meemaw's house, said one of them. Someone else said, looks like Panera with a fireplace. So it does, by the way. If you look at the videos and the pictures, it looks like Panera with a fireplace. Those fireplaces are still awesome, though. Those things are huge. And what they're doing is they're going to try to modernize Cracker Barrels now, and including new menu items, which they need to get new menu items because their menu's been the same forever. I mean, the store is quaint and everything. And if you want a better store, go to Buc-ee's because it's all it is just Cracker Barrel.
Yes, but some people don't want to worship at the cult of the beaver.
Yeah, some people don't. But and some people can't wait to do it, and they take their pictures. Look, mommy, it's a beaver.
Look at all those flavors of beef jerky.
Yeah, wow.
So many.
Although the banana pudding I hear is good. And the bathrooms are immaculate. So if they
palatial, they're palatial.
They are very are. So they're upgrading. So this made me think, what is the demographic that Cracker Barrel's going after? All right, so their demographic is dying out. It's just the way it is.
Yeah.
Older people die eventually. I'm an older person. I'm gonna die eventually. Hopefully not today, not tomorrow, not for like 35 years, but eventually.
Don't worry, we got the Frankenstein thing all figured out.
No, I want you to have to feed me tapioca. And I'm just going to drool all over that bib, even though I don't need it. I'm just going to make you think I need it. Because, see, that's a problem with people like me and other people. When they start having problems, they think you're joking. So they can't tell if you really have a problem. And,
that thinks to himself, man, I hope I have enough money for nurses.
Yes, there we go. So anyway, you got to think about their demographic, and their demographic is getting older. And so you've got to get the next generation of Crackle Barrelers. Hey, what would you call them? You can't say the next generation of crackers.
No, you said Crackle Barrelers.
I did say barrelers. I mean, how else do you do that?
Why'd you slur the barrel so much?
I've never. It's my first attempt at the word. Okay.
Okay.
And it's not even a word, probably, but it was my first attempt, and that's how it came out. So anyway, it also made me think of classic rock, and I've had this discussion with the guy who's over our brother station, Classic Rock 101. Check it out. If you want some classic music, but my music has creeped into classic rock. So 80s, back in my day, when I was a kid, a teenager listening to classic rock, it was like 60s music, 70s music. Yeah. Now 80s and 90s music is over there on Classic Rock 101. And
everyone is doomed to be a classic eventually.
So Stoneman and I have had discussions, and I have told him, dude, that's not rock to me when you're playing Men at Work or Duran Duran, even though they are in the Hall of Fame and they're awesome. And I don't care what anybody says. Talk about Duran Duran. I don't think Men at Work is in there yet. So eventually things have to change. As the older demographic dies out, the next demographic takes their place. That's just how it works. So I am hoping that the new Cracker Barrel, when they get them, they don't have to put anything on the walls. I mean, the store's probably not going to change. You're going there for food, hopefully. Or are you going there for store? I don't know.
Well, the other thing is, like, you got to keep, like, enough of the aesthetic to keep it. You can modernize, you can add some stuff to it, but you got to keep the soul the same to a degree, or you're just kind of changing up the entire thing, right? Also, if they fix and, like, improve the actual, food, I feel like that will go a long way, because I feel like their food's been in decline for a while.
It has, but a lot of things. It's also old, like the old people. I mean, you got to modernize. You do, because palates change with the next demographic. They may not like just chicken and all things chicken.
Well, because the other thing is like this is geared to be more rustic and more classic as far as like
it is, but
Southern.
classic gets changed as the age changes. It just does.
So in this case, it's moving it up by like how many like years, like how many decades do you move it?
I would say at least one, maybe two. And the thing is, that's why I'm pointing out classic for me is not classic for you. Classic for you is not classic for Justin necessarily, or any of the listeners out there. So, text says, what about Whataburger in Bowling Springs? I definitely want to try it, but here's the thing. I'm going to wait because, everybody's going to want to go there. If it's, I think it may already be open.
Yeah, it opened earlier this week, and I don't live far from there, and I'm going to let it ride for at least 2 weeks.
So a lot of lines, I'm guessing.
Oh yeah, it's lines were out there near where the Target is already been built and everything, and it's going to be opening, I think, next month.
Yeah, there's nothing that I want to wait that long to eat for, because I'll just go home and eat. Dave says turn them into 80s themed restaurants. I think that's where they're heading, because the children of the 80s are now in their 50s. I'm one of them, and you go in there and I see stuff from I see Rubik's cubes, I see Beanie Babies, I see Tickle Me Elmos, I see videos playing everywhere. That's an 80s place for me. And I'm going to go there more often if that happens. All right, we're going to take our last break of the hour. When we get back, we've got some other things to get to. By the way, I don't know if you knew this, but we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube, and we are live on Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. And we continue the show during the breaks. We don't really take a break. So check those out if you get the chance, if you're online. If not, thank you for listening to the radio. Thank you for listening to the app. You're listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas.
I do like Dave's name for it. The Rad Barrel.
The Rad Barrel.
I can take producer PC out of preview. I just noticed it was lit up.
Okay.
I don't know what. I just happened to look down.
Were the 80s known for smooth jazz?
No, he just played smooth jazz.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that.
See, here's the thing. Odie, who's watching right now, keeps playing the same songs over and over again. Maybe they'll have Max Headroom greeting you as you walk. Oh, that'd be so cool.
What, you don't like the German discotheque?
Axel F 24/7.
I don't understand that reference.
Axel Foley.
Oh.
I'm surprised.
That would drive somebody crazy.
Okay.
After a while.
So remember, at 58:50,
we got to hit
it, and it's just music. It'll play music for 60 seconds. Then it'll go into the ID, and then you got to bring up Fox.
Got it.
Don't do it ahead of time, because you get that countdown on the air.
That'll be y'all be like, hey, we're heading off break. Be back on the other side.
I'm not going to do it that way, but
no,
it's something similar. Yes.
That's what I was getting.
Even if I was going to do it that way, I won't now because you suggested it. I don't take requests.
He does not do requests. No,
I wasn't doing like a suggestion or anything. I was just making a mental note.
80s is a little bit of everything,
man.
Chris. I mean, there's some R&B in there. There's some rock. There's some metal.
And wasn't that technically when rap was invented?
Yes. No, a green producer cannot get noobed unless he does something so heinous, so outrageous, so panic-induced to where he has to shove himself back from the board and point to me to come and fix it. Then he would have to be named.
I love how you said heinous.
Because we're talking about the 80s.
Yes.
Heinous, bogus.
That's why I'm trying to stay within the boundaries.
So I'm, it's just heinous is a Bill and Ted word. Most non-triumphant. Yes, Blondie invented rap. She didn't invent rap, but she was the first artist to get a rap song go to chart. Had the argument with Russ Castle about that. I said, you played rap. I did not. Yes, you did. You played rap. I did not play rap. This was on the air. I was like, yeah, you did. Did you ever play Blondie's Rapture? Yes, that's a rap song. It is not a rap song. It's like, dude, she talks about Fab Five Freddy, who does the rap show on Yo MTV Raps. I mean, it's definitely a rap.
Yeah.
Was still convinced that he never played rap. And I won that day.
Mm.
You know how I knew I won? It's because he got more angry about it.
But yeah, the line was wrapped around at that Whataburger. I saw photos from friends of mine who actually went over there, and I'm like,
all right, what's good about Whataburger?
I've been there one time, and it was almost 6 years ago. I was traveling to New Orleans for one of my best friend's weddings. He went to seminary in New Orleans, and he invited us, me and some friends from church. We rode down there on a weekend in October.
Okay. So what's good about Whataburger?
I've been there one time. I think it was the number one, and it was good. You know.
Okay.
Right.
Much. That's it.
Right, Duna Bros. Know what you believe, why you believe it, and never give in and say you lost.
Oh.
What?
I got a comment about rap.
We're not talking about who actually invented rap. Well, but she charted with it on regular radio.
Here we go.
I can hear it, the thing, dude. The thing. Welcome back into the Upstate Pulse. Lonzo here. I'm Cameron and Justin. And having a blast on Saturday night. I want to thank everybody for participating in the show. You always make it fun. If you want to be a part of the show, text line is 71307 or check us out on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook at either 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. You know, something else you need to check out, and Cameron and I did this today, is Borderlands Comics and Games, 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville. And you're going to enjoy it. You're going to go in, you're going to have a good time. That place was hopping today. Went over and had a couple books in my pull box. And how a pull box works is if you find a comic that you like to collect, like I collect Nightwing and Titans and the new Batman and Robin because it has Damian in it. So they put those in my pull box. So when they come out, I don't have to go, oh man, if they sold out, I won't get one of those. I will go, it will be in my box and I can pull it out. And the other thing is they have a new thing coming up to where you're going to be able to do that on an app if you want to add something else to your pull box. So say the new Green Lantern comes out and you want the new Green Lantern, because you might, then you can go and say, hey, I want this. And you can go to the app when they get the app out and they will start pulling it in your box. And in my case, a lot of specialty comics come out, like short series, like maybe like a new Red Hood series came out and it was only an 8 issue. Plus it had a 0 issue. So technically it was a 9 issue. I missed a couple because I didn't get it in my box. And now I have it in there. So, and they got me the back issues because that's something else. If you miss something, you go talk to those guys and they will do their best to get it for you. That's what they do. Not only do they have comic books, but they have manga, they have vintage video games, they have Pokemon, they have D&D, they have pop figures, they have action figures, they have games, board games, bunch of cool board games, including a Dragon Ball Z Risk. No, it was Clue. It was Dragon Ball Clue. And we got to get Dragon Ball Z Clue. Goku did it. And
Roshi got him with a candlestick.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, but still.
Teach you to freeload on my island.
Yes, exactly. So they have all those kind of things. 410 South Pleasantburg Drive in Greenville. Hope to have Rob on here pretty soon, but San Diego, Comic-Con happens next week. So I'm sure he's going to be out there because he always goes out there and he's run panels before and things like that. So it's always cool to talk to him about that. We're going to get into a little bit of that in the next hour. Texter says they also have a pretty good selection of retro video games. I did say that. I did. And it's pretty cool stuff. I was in there like not this week, but I think it was the week before, and they had a huge X-Wing fighter. And it was just like, oh, I mean, it wasn't a Lego. Was it retro or? Yeah, it was retro. It was a huge X-Wing. it was out of the box, but a lot of retro things are gonna be out of the box. So
a lot of those old figures are still really, really cool.
they definitely are. Let's see. Wayne says Red Coat is awesome. Chris says I'm watching a Crisis on Infinite Earth cartoon movie on HBO Max. I watched the first one. I noticed the second one has dropped on HBO Max. The third one is out, but I always wait till they drop on Max. I'll probably watch the second one, maybe even tomorrow, because all the different versions of the superheroes, and also listening to the voices to see, what voices are in there. We got about 4 minutes left in this hour. Just enough time to talk about Acolyte, because I don't want to give it any more time than that.
No.
All right. There are petitions online to stop it from having a season 2. And there are supposedly petitions online to make sure they have a season 2. I haven't signed one, but if I did, I would say stop.
Please stop this.
Yeah, please don't. This was the worst Star Wars series so far. And I thought Boba Fett was it because of the special effects, not the story.
Yeah, because of the Vespa chase.
Yes. But it's no longer last. This is. They made the Jedi bad guys. They made Anakin
irrelevant.
Yes. No longer the importance that he was through the entire first 6 movies.
In trying to deconstruct Star Wars, all they did was deconstruct themselves.
Right. And I'm going to spoil because I don't care, because you shouldn't watch this unless you feel like you have to. Darth Plagueis shows up.
For like a second. And it's just like, why is he there?
Yeah, you don't know why he's there. And also, let's finish it off by Yoda being in the background. And
they like Yoda. Let's put Yoda in there, just like they like Ki-Adi-Mundi.
And that's how the show ends, with the main Jedi, who's covering everything up, going to talk to Yoda. And this is why we don't need a season 2, because knowing how this showrunner is and how these writers are, they'll make Yoda the bad guy.
Yep. And that will completely just destroy. I mean, they've already tanked a whole bunch of stuff in the mythos anyway.
They have. They absolutely have.
They like the only good thing in there was like Kim Jong. Oh, I can't even say. I forget his name. The guy who played Soul and the guy who played the Sith were like the best parts.
Yeah,
and that was it.
I would say the guy who played the Sith was probably the best.
Yeah, he was like the only good thing in there. And of course, story wise, everyone made dumb decisions and nothing made any sense.
And R.I.P. Yord. That's all I'm saying. R.I.P. Yord. Dadgummit.
He got out of there quick.
He did.
He didn't have to suffer long.
He absolutely did. All right. Another big hour coming up. A lot of things to talk about, including AI Takeover. We're going to get into New Adventures of Superman, some video games, and Nerd Roundtable. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of them there Carolinas. Do it, Hulk Hogan. Do it. He's gonna do this. Do it.
He's doing it.
Come on,
He's
brother.
Definitely doing it. He's slowly getting to it.
Fiddling with his necklace.
Oh, you didn't want to rip that necklace off. It probably costs more than anything the 3 of us have combined.
Get the bottom. Get the bottom. There you go.
I'm gonna turn Fox up.
Thank you, sir.
You know, if you look at this out of context, you're just watching a 70-year-old guy strip on live TV.
No. Oh, look. Oh, I thought he was going to try to rip the shirt off. Don't do it.
I don't think they're going to be able to do it.
No, it's still the one from yesterday. Or the day before, Dave. I just, I agree with a lot of what you're saying, Chris. Mandalorian still was good.
Well, Chris, it's like someone said that in a book somewhere.
You know what, Texter? I don't know if you can hear me. I don't know about that question. I don't know if they have manga written in Japanese, because I haven't really bought any. Matthew has, but he's not here this week because he's
like available to buy, or
yeah.
Okay.
So the thing is, by the way, I don't want to talk about politics. It was just Hulk Hogan. What?
What do I need to?
We'll worry about it afterwards. Just switch to the other one.
Open a new one.
You need to save it on the shared drive, the Google Drive, and if you can't get to it, we'll have to figure that out after the show.
Because I'm not seeing the drive over here for me.
Okay, yeah, we'll worry about it later. So this will be a
Thank you.
stream exclusive. I fell at the beach. I was going to tell you guys, I fell at the beach. It was very embarrassing. I may have actually said this on the Rob Brown show. Sometimes get confused because I'm old. And so I went to pivot in the ocean, and the bad leg gave out on me, and then I fell in slow motion. And I was looking in Cameron's eyes,
and I could not tell if he was doing a bit or not.
Yeah, as I fell
And
in
like
slow motion.
I was concerned, but I'm like, maybe he's just goofing off in front of Silver just to be funny.
She wasn't even watching. She didn't see me
No.
fall. Only you saw me fall.
And I'm just like, it's not a bit. He's just down there.
Well, the thing is, I probably would have fought to try to save myself from falling, but I was falling into
It's
the water.
water, so
Yeah,
who
so
cares?
I mean, but it hurt.
It wasn't a
I'm
hard
gonna point out,
riptide either.
It still hurts.
It wasn't a bad riptide either, so I didn't have to go in and
Well, there
save
was no riptide. I mean, we were deep enough that when I hit the water, I was good. There were some other people on the beach, I think, that thought it was quite funny. The thing is, if you're going down, you might as well try to entertain.
Yeah. Well, it's the other thing of like, it's the Willy Wonka somersault.
So,
like you look like you're about to go down and take a big hit, and then you just somersault and get right
So,
back up.
Chris, Thanksgiving 1987, I played football, backyard football. Took a head to my knee, which shattered my knee into several different places. And so the doctor said, "Hey, do you want a knee replacement, or do you want me to try to put it back together?" And I said, "Could I play football again if you put it back together?" And he said, "Yes." So I said, "Put it back together." So I've had a reconstructed knee since 1987, however long that is, which is a really long time. I think I'm having some bone-on-bone problems, and I think that's part of it. No, you don't, dude, bros. No, that's a jellyfish sting. Yeah. No one had to pee on me. I got up. I did. Cameron was offering a hand. I don't think I used the hand. I can't remember. I think I just got up on my own. Pretty sure I got up.
I think you got up.
Yeah,
on
I got
that,
up on my own. I do need. Well, I don't know, dude. I'm gonna try to live the rest of my life without having another major surgery, just because I'm a coward, I suppose.
That's not being a coward. That's just
I don't want to. I think also because all my cousins have had to have replacements, I want to be the guy who still has his own knee. It's got wire and a pin in it, but I still got my own knee. So it's competition.
It's held together
It is
by wire and
Yeah.
thumbtacks.
Yes, exactly. It is. You should see the X-ray. It's wild. The bad part is there's a piece of wire that kind of sticks out, and if you hit it the wrong way on like if you bump your knee or something, it's strange. Like it's an indescribable feeling. I cannot tell you what it feels. It hurts though. I can say that.
I mean, it's exposed wire going into more flesh, so I mean, not really fun.
I'm hoping that at some moment I start picking up signals from the aliens through my knee.
Would you be able to translate it?
I don't know. I don't know if it would flow up through my electric system, that's in my body.
Your electric system?
Electric system. I don't know if it would flow up through my electric system into my brain.
It'll be like,
Really? No, if you're not
Wow.
entirely wrong, though.
All right, this intro will sound different from the first intro, so don't freak out.
no, thank you. By the way, you're nailing the country accent.
My family's from Kentucky, man. I mean, we lived in Ohio our whole life, but my mom
Yeah.
and my aunt and people stop making fun of me. It's like that's how all my family talks. Plus, there's Bacon's accent. I know what that is. There you go.
Tell me when you want to key.
What?
When do y'all want me to key the mic? When it's just whenever.
Let's do it now.
Okay.
All right, welcome into hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse, the Nerd Hour, because we can get nerdier. I'm going to prove it. I'm absolutely going to prove it. By the way, shout out. I don't know if he listens to this program, but I was in Culver's because sometimes you need some Wisconsin cheese, and they're from Wisconsin.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Culver's is from Wisconsin. I think we looked it up because we were wondering where it originated from.
that's also where Green Bay is. So,
Yeah,
cheese
cheese in Wisconsin. Yeah, and they also have custard, daggum custard. They got that custard.
Do they have fish fingers and custard?
I don't know. Let's check that out. Who do you think could tell us if that's true or not?
I don't know who. Would be
So
able to do
anyway,
that.
I was sitting there awaiting my lovely wife to come over because she was getting her some sweet tea, and a young gentleman walked up to me and said, "Lonzo," and I was like, "Yes." And he said, "I love your show," and so I waited because I've got more than one show, so I'm waiting to see what. It's not arrogant, okay? All right. There was a time when I was on like 5 shows during the week. I mean, I'm a slacker now. I'm only
You
on.
got too many shows.
I mean, there was a time I was on a couple things on 2 different stations. Okay, I'm slacking down a little bit, and 2's enough for me now. But if I had to go back on 5 or 6, I could. My goal early on, by the way, welcome into the Upstate Pulse, hour number 2 of the Upstate Pulse. By the way, my goal early on, before we had as many stations as we had, was to get my name mentioned or be on the air on every station at once. And I almost did it once. I was like close to one. The Rise guys were saying something about me. I had Hawk and Tom saying something about me. I think Magic was the only one. They're not with us anymore, but Magic was the only one who I didn't get on. Right now, I think I could get on the block if I tried hard enough. I think I can get everybody to talk about me. So, in a good way, not a bad way. Not in ex-radio host and producer was arrested downtown because he ran into a telephone pole. Wow, that sounds familiar. The guys who know. Anyway, so it ain't me. So that's what I always wanted to do, but I was never able to do that. But maybe someday. What are we going to talk about this hour? Well, first of all, let us talk about my first rock concert. Okay, so there are things that are all about me because they're all about me. By the way, Andy, I think, says that Culver's in Bowling Springs, and it says Chicks also. There's like some. I'm slow. Culver's is pretty good, by the way. It's not bad. But a lot of old people are in there. So I go in there and go, look at all the old people, not realizing they're looking at me going, look at all the old people. I mean, because they probably can't.
Yeah, but you don't look old.
Yeah,
though.
you say that, but you see me almost every day. Okay. I'm not as old as Lee Rogers. Lee, if you're listening,
do you remember that
it's the
one
truth,
time?
dude.
That one time I think we were doing Christmas shopping for Mom, and we like saw like a train of old people just walk by, just like a herd, and they do move in herds. And you start laughing, and we were joking back and forth, and then you just go, "How many years older are they?"
See, I don't know. And I live in Lawrence County, so my hair's fine. But when you go other places, I get the look from the old guys with the little boy haircuts who thinks that they're manly haircuts, but they're actually little boy haircuts. No offense, Justin. They just they give you that look like, why don't you get a haircut, hippie? And no. My hair is a rail against stereotypes. Don't judge me by what I look like. Judge me by the content of my character. Judge me by what's in my heart, by how I live my life. Don't judge me by my hair. Anyway. Yeah.
Do you need help getting off that soapbox?
No,
or-
man. See, the thing is, if you never get off the thing, if you're always on it, I mean,
That's why you're always so tall.
yes. It does help boost your height without a doubt. Justin, I would like you to get the AI Takeover intro. Look for it and let me know when you got it.
I thought we were going to talk about the rock concert.
Oh yeah, we are, but at least he has that. Thank you for helping the elderly. Thank you. So my first, by the way, Chris, you got to go ponytail sometimes. You do. The thing, especially in high winds, I mean, it becomes a problem. So yeah, I do ponytail sometimes. And when I do, it looks like my hair is short, but it's, I'm faking them. That's what I'm doing. I'm faking them out.
Giving them that swerve.
Yeah. And then they go, oh, wait a minute. He's one of them.
He done bamboozled us.
Yeah, I did. I do that on occasion. So I'm going to Cameron and I are going to the Daggum Creed concert Tuesday.
Can you take me higher?
Yes, we are. Could you please get fired? Anyway, because I believe I had to say that.
We both believe in
I
Joe
believe.
Hendry.
Justin, do you believe?
Yes, I do.
Okay, there we go. So we got to test it every once in a while. No, Chris says, okay, then no man bun. I agree. Although I did have to wear one because I lost a bet on the fan. I was not happy that day. I felt I was I was more unhappy doing that than I was having to wear Clemson colors. I mean, but the man bun,
because it's profaning your hair.
Yeah, it's messing with my power. That's what it's doing. So anyway, so we are going to not Apollo Creed. He dead. We're going to see Creed the band because they're back on tour this summer, and along with Switchfoot, who Cameron and I are very big fans of Switchfoot.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the third band?
Finger 11.
Finger 11. Okay.
I keep forgetting about
them.
Yeah,
it's something with a number in there. That's the
which I've heard their stuff before, and it's like, yeah, they're all right.
I hope Finger 11's the middle band, so we can go like buy T-shirts and walk around and see what Rob Brown's doing.
Yeah.
See if he's fallen down and hurt himself yet. See if Keegan is having to hold him up because it could happen.
I'm sure they have a wheelbarrow for him.
I don't know. They might. We'll look for it.
Reserved for Rob Brown. Yeah. The Rob Brown show.
Over there by the albino. Yeah, we'll find it. So
why would it be over by me?
Yeah, well, you got a little sun, dude.
Yeah, I actually have a tan now. It's weird.
It'll go away. So
the pale will eat it.
So we are going to the Creed concert Tuesday night. And I have never been, I've been to pop concerts before. I mean, my first pop concert is I saw Club Nouveau at the Ohio State Fair. So technically that's a pop concert. I mean, when they got done with their concert, they told everybody to leave because they didn't have any other songs. Like, we already played all our songs. I got made fun of because I didn't dance. I mean, come on. If I danced, everybody would have been looking at me and not at the people on the stage because got moves that people just would be so shocked about. So anyway, going to the first rock, I've been to Christian rock concerts. Holy Soldier, went to see Holy Soldier, could not hear for 3 days. So, I mean, I've been and used to go to the Well all the time to see when they have all the Christian bands come in. First anniversary for my wife and I, we went to see Stephen Curtis Chapman and Newsboys. I mean, so I've been to a bunch of Christian concerts, but I haven't been to a metal concert or a rock concert because they're evil. And I was told I was not allowed to go to places that are evil. But I will say, get behind me.
And look at you being dragged into one by your son.
No, not dragged into. So Cameron offered to get me tickets because Rob Brown is going to the concert, and I love Creed, and everyone loves Creed. It's weird. People love Creed more than Alter Bridge, and Alter Bridge has had more albums than Creed has, and I love Alter Bridge too. I want a chance to see Mark Tremonti play in person.
Oh, absolutely.
My buddy Diddy from the Fan, and he's also on Classic Rock 101. Said he's seen Tremonti play a bunch of times, and even saw him just do his concert, and he's really good. So I want to see that. Viper Dave says he keeps going to Godsmack, and you're still alive. Good for you. So going to Creed, the question is, because I get up really early, is will I still be awake when Creed is playing? Or will I be like...
I think you'll be awake.
And I'm very interested in the demographics of the concert. Cameron and I were talking about this earlier. So when it's an older band, but not really old, I mean, because they were big in the 90s?
Yeah.
So that was 30 years ago. So
yeah.
It's not like it's the Rolling Stones or something.
Yeah.
I mean, these guys still look fairly young.
My bet is it's going to be a lot of like late 20s, early 30s people going to go see this because that's nostalgia for them.
Would there be a mosh pit for Creed?
I don't know.
I mean, my leg is still bothering me.
I know Switchfoot's not going to have a mosh pit.
Should I get in the pit?
No.
Younger days when our Christian rock band was playing places, there were some mosh pits, and I went down there. It was when I was the heaviest of my life, nearly 400 pounds. Went down to the pit, and they just looked at me and shook their heads like, no.
They didn't want none.
They did not want me to come in there. Wheelchair mosh pit. That could be fun too. Chris says Rock officially died with Queen. Nah, man, give new music a chance. I don't have any more room for it because my brain is only so big. Will says my own prison slaps. We'll see. And here's the thing:
Who's slapping you in your own prison?
Well, let's not get into detail there. All right, so Creed has had a resurgence because of memes and stuff like that.
Yeah, memes
apparently.
have a lot of power nowadays, which is weird, but and it's the other thing of like I feel like people treated Creed like Nickelback, like they hated them because they were popular, and then
Not
they
around here.
faded.
You know, I've had discussions with LexCorp about what music hits and what doesn't on the planet, and he's like, they still get requests for Creed all the time.
Yeah, because Creed's good.
And even more so now. So I definitely want to. My favorite Creed song is "Weathered," and I hope they play "Weathered." It is on the list of, because we did that thing that Rob hates, but since he's not listening, probably we know that they have played "Weathered" on this tour, and that's my song. That's what I want to hear.
It becomes more and more relevant the older you get.
Oh, it does. Rusted and weathered, barely holding together. That's me. That's me right now.
He's talking about me.
Yes, he is.
And you mentioned Creed. I remember growing up when WWE used a couple of their songs when they made those little montages for those big matches.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, see, I love the montages that WWE does because there's some songs from bands that I had never heard of before. But seeing Shawn Michaels and Triple H getting ready to fight on what was that song? Back Off, I Take You On. Song called I'll Take On. Anyway.
Trapped by
that's it.
Headstrong. By Trapped.
So yeah, I never heard of them before, and apparently I still don't remember the name so I got people to help. But I never heard that song until that, and I'm like, yeah, I love that song. Well, anyway, Fred Durst. I mean, there's some other stuff that I hadn't heard of before without being forget the band.
No, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah. Why?
No, I got it in my head. Rolling,
yeah.
and it's just nothing else.
Yeah, Diesel's over there going, why do you not remember their name? And he's screaming like this, up louder. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, we are going to get to AI Takeover. So anyway, next week I'll be able to tell you about my first rock concert and if I survived the heat and the rain and being old. We'll let you know about that. You are listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WORD, the voice of the Carolinas. All right.
Limp Bizkit.
So if we don't have the studio up a little bit, I think mics are on.
We're off.
Yeah. Thank you, Will. I don't know why I couldn't remember Limp Bizkit. I mean,
I couldn't remember it either. So
when I hear Rolling, I automatically think Undertaker when you try.
Yeah.
Oh.
Like that and the Kid Rock song, when he first came back, is that first iteration of Undertaker riding the motorcycle.
Well, this is a Kid Rockless zone,
If you go back and watch, what pay-per-view was it? Judgment Day, where Undertaker came back riding the bike. They have taken out the Kid Rock song.
I'm trying to remember. That I think that might be
some stock music or something in there in its place.
Well, they have their own music stuff where they make their own music too. That word makes you laugh. Does it?
No. Just like it's been a while since I've heard that song title. That's like wow.
Yeah, Asuka's theme is good. I like Asuka's theme. My favorite theme right now is probably the White Six. I really love that song. I also liked Schism's song. I mean, that was one of my favorite. The love is blind. The grass is always greener on the. I don't know if you watch NXT.
I do a little bit. Not as much as I used to. When it was
they don't exist anymore. But I love that theme song.
I still like to gyrate to New Day.
There you go. Who doesn't? Because New Day rocks.
Yes, it is.
That was I think my first wrestling interview was with Xavier Woods. This is either my first or one of my first ones.
Oh, great.
And now I'm to the point where I can watch WWE and AEW, but especially WWE right now, and I can go 10 minutes and we'll have interviewed every single person on there, which is so awesome. By the way, we're getting ready. AEW is coming to town in 2 weeks, and we will, on the Rob Brown Show, have some AEW interviews. Right now, for sure, I think I'm Chris Statlander, which we've had before. I asked her if Sue's minivan smelled like popcorn. one of my favorite questions I've ever asked. And she said no, but she wished it did because she loves popcorn. And then we're gonna have Dax Wheeler, I think.
Well, you guys have been on
And
fire.
maybe somebody else. Who knows? Maybe we get MJF. It's possible.
I'd really like to see that interview.
Or Will Ospreay. I mean, we have a good rapport with both wrestling companies because we're fans, and they can tell we're fans. And
I forget, is Orange Cassidy still with AEW?
he is.
Just to have you guys in there with him and just like,
Where's my mind? I love how he kind of switches the theme songs back and forth every so often. Orange Cassidy. I do love that.
All right. Can you move the AI takeover as a rejoin? Do you have time? You can't move it out of 3, but you can grab it from the hotkeys and move it there and get rid of the rejoin. So put it where the rejoin is.
Oh, put it in its place.
Yes. And then get rid of the rejoin.
yeah, put it in its place.
And hit delete.
No, delete it from the stack. Delete the rejoin from the stack.
Done.
Okay. And then you can take it out of the.
How do I get it out of here?
Just hit stop. Maybe someday. We did interview who was this boy there for a while with the long, man, why can I not remember his name? Murderhawk.
That's a name.
We interviewed him. Thank you, Chris.
I'm sorry, Daniel. I'm afraid I can't do that. You wanted to know what the matrix is. What is real? How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, taste, and see, then real is simply electrical signals interpreted by the brain.
3 billion human lives ended. Survivors of the nuclear fire called the war Judgment Day. They lived only to face a new nightmare, the war against the machines.
All right, time for some AI takeover. Here's the thing. I'm no longer the lone voice in the wilderness. Many people have joined our cause to point out that the end is near as long as AI continues to grow in popularity and in intellect and someday become sentient. And since we don't have the detractors here today, going, it can't be sentient because it can only do what a person programs it to do. Whatever, dude. I'm tired of the defense from those people who might actually be robots themselves. We don't know.
They could be synths.
We don't know. They could absolutely be synths. I'm wearing a Fallout shirt. I would think I would recognize a synth. There are some things, Rob Brown, that makes you, Matthew, that makes you, Chris, makes me think that maybe you guys are
Look,
synths.
the only way to tell is to pick up the synth part off of them.
Well, there's that. Yeah. And well, also,
You just say the word, I'll go get the rubber glove.
also, no, stop it. I don't know. Stop. Anyway, so today's AI takeover
That's only a 3-step.
has to do with, stop. Your mom's listening. Nick Cage is upset about AI. All right. So this is how you know it's getting real. When Nick Cage is in it, when Nick Cage is down in it, and I mean it, and he's in it, you know it's real because Nick Cage, he don't play. The actor engaged in conversation about his upcoming Spider-Man Noir live action series, which I can't wait to see. It's going to be awesome. Revealed his apprehensions about the integration of AI into art and entertainment. Cage's concerns began with him opening up about his day-to-day preparations for the role, for which he has to go get a scan done for the show, then also for the movie he's doing after the show. And he doesn't like that. He says they have to put me in a computer and match my eye color change. I don't know. They're just going to steal my body and do whatever they want with it via digital AI. God, I hope not AI. I'm terrified of that. I've been very vocal about it. It makes me wonder, where will the truth of artists end up? Is it going to be replaced? Is it going to be transmogrified? Where's the heartbeat going to be? I mean, what are you going to do with my body and my face when I'm dead? I don't want you to do anything with it. All right, I didn't scream enough because I guess he screamed when he said. So Nick Cage is not happy with all the stuff that he's having to do, and the fact that he doesn't want to live on. And he's made a point that a lot of artists have made, and the reason why there was strikes and all those things. When AI replaces a human being for anything, even vocals, where's the soul? Where's the heart? Where's the emotion? I mean, you can emulate it, but it's not real. And if you get to the point where you can't tell anymore, that's a problem. That's a big problem. Chris says we will fight AI with a rifle, shotgun, and a 4-wheel drive because us humans can survive. Okay. All right. I see what you did there. Justin just chair popped over there. Viper Dave, Musk is also afraid of AI. He admitted on the Rogan podcast, we are moving too fast. Absolutely. And then Will says, not the base or AI.
But yeah,
By the
I
way,
completely.
if you haven't seen Wicker Man, you gotta see it just for that.
Yes,
See,
yes.
Just watch the last 5 minutes. You don't even watch the whole movie.
They're in my eyes. Ah! It's been memed to death. But yeah, I completely understand Nicolas Cage's concern about that because then you don't have access to your own likeness anymore to a degree as well, and these movie companies can just pass that around, use it whenever they feel like.
I mean,
there needs to be protections in place for that.
Yeah, he complained early on, like last year or the year before when the Flash came out, because he went and did the scans and everything for Superman and him as Superman, and he's like, "Why am I fighting a spider?"
Yeah,
I didn't know it was fighting a giant spider.
You know what's funny? I had bumped into an old story which I was not familiar with, but was Crispin Glover. Is it Crispin Glover? Marty McFly or Marty McFly's dad?
Yeah.
Who was suing that director for basically impersonating him in Back to the Future 2.
Mm-hmm.
So like
which I still haven't seen yet. Judge me all you want.
Which
it's too late to watch it now.
That kind of I mean, it makes sense because it's basically just trying to use someone's likeness to get profit out of it in some way.
Well, and we've done stories about how people have used AI to make it sound like someone was doing something, a principal, if I recall.
Yes.
And things like that. So it's only going to get worse. And, and we have people in radio playing with it. And I get it. It's a fun new tool, but eventually it might replace you. And I just have a problem with that. Now, in video games, is it making video games better? In some cases, yes.
It's like any tool. It's the way you use it, and using it responsibly is how you get things to move forward in a good manner. But if you're using it as in like just basically cutting people out of jobs, doing stuff like that, it's morally reprehensible. And we've talked about other uses that they've been trying, like they've been toying with, like the whole being able to talk to someone after they die.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. I mean, that conversation, probably the most serious conversation we've ever had on this program.
Yes.
And hopefully we never have anything that serious again.
Yeah. And the gist of it was just, it's immoral to a degree. Like it doesn't help with the grieving process. It's like, it's unhealthy.
Here's the thing. When it comes down to it, it's going to take a certain level of artist being upset by it to curtail it to a degree. And Nick Cage has the gravitas to maybe stop it, but he's still participating in it because he's still having to do this stuff for movie roles and for roles like Spider-Man Noir. So,
I think as far as that goes, the contracts have to be written very well, so that way it protects whoever it is. It's the contractee.
Absolutely. So listen, the campaign continues, and it's going to continue until AI rubs me out, which hopefully is not today and not 35 years from now.
Just imagining them taking a giant eraser and just going like,
well, that's exactly how AI would do it. All right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to hit the Nerd Roundtable where we basically talk about everything we were just talking about, except more stuff. And we have questions and things. You listen to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of pop culture.
Are we gonna talk about my adventures with Superman?
Maybe? I don't know, dude. Feel best.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I want to talk about, but that's the last hour.
Yeah.
All right, your quest is noted. Okay. All right.
Okay. Need the roundtable intro. Do I need to put that in place of the rejoin?
Yes. Good job.
It's 8:30 already.
I know. I know.
Okay, this must be at the 115. Right here on the second row.
Sorry for not speaking for the moment, but I'll need a breather. I've talked myself into a headache.
Oh, my first video game. Oh, wow.
I'm not sure we're getting to that question.
No.
Well, we might. I'm not sure we're getting into anything
No.
except for what Cameron wants to talk about.
Look, I'm the star of the show.
Yeah, I know.
No, I remember what it was. I just don't know the proper name for it. It's through that, the Virtual Boy. You remember that? It was like Nintendo made it where you looked through the little thing and you played through the controller.
Mhm.
It was like a Mario game of some kind.
Oh, that's cool.
And I'm like, man, that thing, I got serious mileage out of that thing when I was a kid.
I'll be
Let's
honest.
talk about your backer there, Chris.
Oh, Nick ain't back. No, says I.
Daggum backer.
It turns into a ninja star.
It's kind of round, but I mean, it'll work.
No, there's a video that came out when I was in high school. This guy, like West Virginia Ninja or something.
Ooh.
It is.
I think
this is a real country guy.
Did he have a mustache?
Yes.
Okay.
He's like, don't be karate chopping and kung fu kicking, because there goes your leg. It was.
Josie Wells could not beat AI, but Dirty Harry could.
It was something. It's just you gotta watch.
It was a fun spoof.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think I've seen it.
Yeah,
I also saw there was like the I Am Ninja stuff.
I
Like,
think. Yeah.
like way back.
I am ninja. You are ninja. We are ninja. I love that dude. That guy was awesome. He was a Portland man.
I used to
That
watch
ninja
that when I
outfit.
got done with my math.
Doing my math, Dad. Can I watch it now?
No, seriously, like it was like 7th or 8th grade. We were like doing the advanced math thing.
Also, you did it at school.
Oh yeah.
Wow. You're telling me that now.
Well, the other thing is I got all my work done.
Yeah, I know.
What
You
else am I?
You won all those awards.
Yeah, I got everything done in 10 minutes. What else am I supposed to do? And I get chastised by my best friend at the time. I was like, "Why are you watching?" I was like, "Because I'm bored and I got nothing else. What am I supposed to do? Just sit here and watch you guys struggle?"
That's kind of mean. It's probably true, but it's
He
still kinda-
was also done at the time,
Yeah,
so
okay.
I ate my words. Not everyone else, though.
Yeah, I'm sure Avery isn't watching, so we're probably good.
Yeah, probably. I feel like he got the last laugh anyway. So
He's making like $150,000 a year somewhere. Married, has 5.3 kids.
I know he's married. I don't know about the kids thing yet. What was with the 0.3?
Well, because it's on the way.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. Has a Winnebago, a Miata,
I can see him having a Winnebago.
and a pontoon boat.
I don't know what a pontoon boat is.
Here we go.
It's a family boat
Ah,
for fishing and lounging.
I could definitely see him having a boat. Now I'm just thinking things.
All right, time to hit the round table here on the Upstate Pulse. We usually ask at least one question. 9-10 years ago when we first started, our first question was, did Han shoot first? Which he did. I mean, because he's a scoundrel. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, it's what's
You knew Greedo was coming after
yeah,
him.
it's what scoundrels do. By the way, in Starfield, one of the mods is you can recruit Greedo as one of your companions. I haven't done that though, because
Greedo, what do you think? Ichuta.
yeah, exactly. That's all he ever says though. All right, so
That's all he ever gets to say.
we're going to talk a little bit of Adventures of Superman because co-host chastised me. But before we do that, I want to ask text line 71307, or we're live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch at 98.9 WRD or the Upstate Pulse. What was your very first video game? Because I'm curious about that. And of course, it will probably say how old you are by saying what your very first video game was. My very first video game was Pong because it was the very first video game. So, I mean, there's that. Cameron, do you remember so this is not a video game of mine that you played. What was your first video game?
Well, I think the first one I can remember playing was Sonic on Genesis.
Did we have a Genesis? No, we did.
Yeah. We had a Sega Genesis, and I believe I played Sonic because that's where my fear of water levels came from.
Yeah, I hated that water level. Never got past it.
It's like, hey, let's put the most anxiety-ridden music of all time in this water level.
And it gets faster and faster as you're about to die from drowning.
Yes, that's why I now, whenever I have to do a water level in a video game, there's like that little bit of dread.
You still hear the music in your mind. All right, before I ask Justin, John on the stream says Pitfall. I remember Pitfall. Man, I always thought I timed it right, and there it was in the alligator's mouth. Will says he thinks it was Mario Brothers Duck Hunt combo. That's cool. Dave says Frogger. And let's see. Dave is also saying ColecoVision. And I have a funny story about ColecoVision. Chris says Ultima, which was one of the first, if I recall, one of the first online kind of things where you could play with a bunch of people. I think it was like one of the first RPGs or JRPGs. That's what it was. Something. I know I got it, but my computer wasn't fast enough, so I couldn't play it. Wasted money on that because I have no idea how RAM works. I still don't, but well, whatever.
You have a better understanding.
Yeah, no, I still don't know. All right, Justin, what was your very first video game?
And mine, I was like I think it was a Nintendo Virtual Boy where you had to lay down and it was like propped up on these legs. You look through.
Well, you didn't have to lay down.
Well,
right?
It was propped where you basically had to lie down on your stomach or whatever, look through the little lenses into the console, and it was like some type of Mario game. That and there was a computer game I got when I was a kid also called Gearhead Garage that I played on my computer.
Cool. All right, Trey's making me feel really old because he said his grandmother had an Atari. It was either Pong or Pitfall. And I say every year when we do our Christmas special, if we have time to actually talk and not just sing, that my favorite game of all, my favorite Christmas gift of all time was Atari 2600. And it always will be because it was just the most, didn't think we were going to be able to get that sort of thing. And there it was because Santa Claus put it behind the couch. Funny Santa, really funny. All right.
He's a jerk, ain't he?
No, he's awesome. You leave Santa alone. You guys are not.
I could talk about my brother-in-law if I want to.
Okay, well, if you want to hear more adventures of Pappy and that other guy, what was his name?
Snake.
Solid Snake.
Snake, yeah.
Then you have to tune into the Upstate.
Not Snake Plissken.
Okay, yeah, because he escaped somewhere.
Both have eye patches.
Yes,
it's very
they
easy to
do.
get them mixed up.
So if you want to hear about that story, either look up past episodes of the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special, or tune in this year in December and you'll get the latest version of the Upstate Pulse annual Christmas karaoke special. This year should be with Rob Brown because he's on every other year. So,
that's right.
There we go. And no, keep asking for it. We're never, ever doing 12 Days of Christmas again.
It is now on the banned list.
It is. There's a few things that I ban, and it is banned.
It's right there with I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas.
Yes, that will never be done either. Ever. All right, so Cameron and I have been watching My Adventures of Superman, and it's really good. I didn't think it was going to be good. It's animated, and it's on Max, right?
Yeah.
And it's also on, I think, is it on?
I believe it's also on Adult Swim.
I think it's on Adult. Yeah, I think it's on Adult Swim. It comes out on Sundays, I believe.
Yeah.
And so we've been watching that, and I didn't think I would like it at first.
It's really good. It's really hopeful. It's just nice in a lot of ways.
The first thing you look at is like, okay, this is politicized, this is woke because they're changing nationalities and things of some of the main characters, but then you don't really notice it. You don't.
The other thing is like because the story's so good that you
right. I mean,
it's not about that. It's about telling a good story.
Right.
when they
And
do
what
that.
but at first when you see that, I think that turns people off. It's like, okay, that's not supposed to be that way.
Here's the thing. As far as the online reaction to Lois, everybody was on board for Lois. Lisa's version.
Yeah, Lois is usually pretty. So I mean,
Yeah.
the only one who wasn't was the first one with Christopher Reeves. I never thought she was that. She should have been prettier, and all the other ones since then have been.
Yeah,
especially in the comics. So anyway, the show has been on. We're like partway through the second season,
almost done with second.
Almost
season.
done with the second season. So check it out. It's on Max. I think you'll like it.
Like they've had
the voice acting is good. The animation, of course, is good because it's modern animation. But the storytelling is really, really good.
Yeah, I mean it does a very good job of like tackling all the normal stuff for Superman. And this is Superman when he first starts out. Like he's just finding himself and all that. So he's struggling in some cases, learning how to do other things. I also feel like this is probably my favorite version of Jimmy Olsen also.
Yeah, me too.
Because he's
gonna run out of money though.
he already has.
Yeah. So but still, the show is really good. It really is. You should check it out if you get a chance. And give it a chance. Couple thumbs up from me and Cameron, by the way, for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so let me get to the next thing. This is a roundtable thing because I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed on Xbox.
Harassed?
I'm being harassed. I'm being harassed by Matt Tomlinson. I'm gonna say his last name. I'm being harassed by Matt Tomlinson, former co-host of the Scoreboard, who sends me messages on Xbox instead of texting me. And it's harder to do it on Xbox. Because you got to go through with your controller.
I think he knows that.
Yeah,
I think he's just trolling you.
And so usually I did. So if you have friends on Xbox Live, you can see what they're playing and everything. So he knows what I'm playing. He's like, stop playing Starfield. Starfield is done. You need to play NCAA football. And here's the thing. No, I don't. Because I stopped playing sports games a long time ago. And for one thing, didn't have anybody to play with other than him. And I admitted this on the air on the Rob Brown Show. I can't beat Matt Tomlinson at anything on video games. There's other things I can beat him at.
He is very good at video games.
Like eating, I can beat him at eating any day. Anyhow, because he eats like a bird. But anyway, so he
is skinny. He eats like a bird.
Yes, he's harassing me on the Xbox.
Stop it.
That's what he's doing. He's harassing me on the Xbox. And he's like, well, Rob Brown's going to play it. I'm like, no, he's not, because he don't have a next-gen console, so he can't play it.
Mm-mm.
And so he's bugging me to death about playing this game. I am not going to buy a game so someone can beat me every single time. Do I like sports games? Yeah, I do, but I don't love them, okay? I play video games to escape reality. And if I want to see football, I want to watch real football. I don't want to play a video game with it. And I also have a bad experience with back in the day. I would play games with my friend Henry, best friend in the world. Could be tuning in right now. I don't know. And one time we were playing Madden and I beat him again and the Reitzel grin happened. I can't help it. When I'm beating someone and Cameron has thrown it at me, my own grin, looking in the mirror, and it does make you mad.
That's because you never let me win, Dad.
And then my friend Henry stood up and threw his Nintendo against the wall, and it busted to pieces. A piece of the plastic flew off, cut my face. And I stood up and was like, yep, I guess we're done. And I just left. It's
Did you guys ever talk about it afterwards? Or was it one of those things?
No. Henry would get mad sometimes. I mean, that's, you grow up with someone from the same neighborhood. You had some problems sometimes. And it was in the same house where you got to visit.
Oh,
it was early on. Yeah. So he did that. And he had anger problems. It just did.
Very confined.
If you grew up in a neighborhood we did, it's okay to be angry. So anyway, I just stopped playing sports games. And I mean, I played some here and there, but just I don't know.
Well, I think the other thing is because you played football.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things of like, you can go out and just do sports. I know you can't do
Well,
sports at that level.
I could. I can't anymore, but you're right.
Yeah.
And
I mean, you were at that point where you could have.
yes. And it just, I don't know. So my excuse was I don't have anyone to play with but him. And now Justin tells me that he was one of those people who paid for it early.
Yeah, it was literally a last second decision. I got to thinking about it on Monday when I heard on Sunday night that it was dropping for those who bought it early at 4:00 Monday afternoon. I went, ooh, this is an intriguing decision, young Padawan, you have to make.
It was the person who said this to you wearing a black hood.
No.
All right.
It's
I
So
feel
a
like you
voice
shouldn't
in
be
my
saying
head.
Padawan.
It's a voice in my head.
So apparently Trey's also playing it. So I guess there are more. I know more people than I thought I did who are playing it. But I don't know. Is cross platform available yet?
It's available for PS5 and I guess
Cross
Xbox.
platform is
Yeah.
so if I'm on Xbox and you're on PlayStation, we can play against each other.
I'm not sure about that. I can't confirm.
All right, so
or
you don't
deny.
count. All right, so I can take him off the list because we're not compatible as far as our consoles goes. Don't be looking it up. Don't look up to find out if there's crossplay. I don't want to know.
All I know is
You sure?
I was sad when it wasn't made for PS4, so I still have my PS4.
Well, if it was made for last gen consoles, then Rob Brown would be able to play because he has an Xbox One, but he cannot yet. So the game looks good, but again, I don't get the worship of the altar of this game. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't love it the way some people do. And if you're a sports guy like Justin, you jump out there and you get it, or like Trey.
I think it's probably because it's been 11 or so years since the last version of the game was made.
Well,
I
the
think
other
that's a
thing is
lot of
like,
it.
what else can you do with it?
Well, you actually have the roster of the players on the game. You don't have to go find the roster on Google or whatever and manually input it. All the players are named and everything.
Okay,
Which
that's
is
a little bit more
different.
effort.
I
shown
mean,
there.
that's cool and everything. I just,
At the end of the day, football is football. It's not like gameplay mechanics are going to change.
you know what football also is? Even though I love it dearly, it's work. So I don't want to play a video game and make me feel like I'm working. That I need to pay attention. All right. So that running back, the running back for Ohio State, really good. Need to check out his stats and everything. So I can talk about it on the air. No, I can't because the video game's not real. I don't need to be talking about that. So anyway, I get it. Trey says Nick Harbor is legitimately a cheat code. I heard about that. Hopefully that happens in real life. We'll see. All right. So Justin, you played through an entire season.
I have not. I'm still trying to break off some of the rust.
Which team?
I've been alternating between Liberty, Clemson, and Coastal Carolina.
Okay. All right.
Each of their offensive playbooks have schemes I like. So.
Oh, there you go. All right. We need to take our break. When we come back, we're going to hit the lightning round and squeeze in as many things as we possibly can. Listening to the Upstate Pulse right here on News Talk 98.9 WRD, the voice of the Carolinas. Well, I played some golf games before, Chris. It's kind of like they're relaxing, whereas I think something like that.
One thing I will say about like the older NCAA games is they had some awesome soundtracks like
They
going
do.
on in the background.
They did. I don't know if they do that now. All right, so
I think I found it.
say how to do this.
Gonna put it in
All
as a
right.
rejoin.
No, you're going to take the rejoin out.
That's what I meant, yeah.
No, but you're not putting it in its place. All right, so kill two. Kill what's in kill what's in shell two.
Okay.
Put lightning round there.
Oh,
I'm trying not to sneeze.
All right, and kill the rejoin.
kill delete.
Delete it. Yes.
Well, that wasn't what I wanted.
Well,
to do.
delete both of these.
Sorry.
Okay, so when this ends, when that beacon roofing ends,
Fire.
hit the lightning round. Okay, and here's what you're going to do. At 5850, you're going to crossfade. So leave this music going underneath. Because if you look, there's like 8 minutes worth of music. Are we going to get to 53? I don't know if we are. Let me count and see. I think we are.
It's been years in the making, and now Greenville is home to the most epic comic
51 something to 53. Yeah, okay, so we're good. So
Let the lightning round run underneath.
I started hot, bring it down a little
Yeah.
while I'm talking.
Let it ride.
And
Soft.
let it ride. and then at 58.50 crossfade.
Fade it
so,
to 1.
So you fade it while you fade in the close.
10-4.
All right. And no, I don't
I didn't know.
want to touch anybody. What are you doing?
Sorry. I just
And plus, I ain't fist bumping you. You ain't done it yet.
Why aren't you aware of the rules?
Just because I told you how to do it doesn't mean you're gonna do it.
You should just know the rules, Justin.
No, Chris, because I hated that name. Matt hated that name too. This is so generic. We did make it our own, but Bob McClain told us we had to.
Gotcha.
And
Don't
he
do that.
told
'cause
Bob's
Bob's
like, man, I don't like that name. He's like, that's the name. I'm like, okay, Bob.
Yeah, even Cam Newton. There was some video of him on X playing where he was streaming and playing with South Carolina, and he was talking about Nick Harvey. He's like, man, this dude ain't real, or something like that. Cam Newton saying there's something there.
Sometimes his hat's too tight, but we'll see. His hats are sweet though.
Yeah, that dude's hat game is
I want
amazing.
one of them hats.
Yeah.
Almost as good as my
Hey
boss's.
Cam, can I get one of them hats there? I like them hats.
That's some nice hat.
I want to cap my lettuce with that. Yeah,
You want to what your lettuce?
I want to cap it. I don't want to kill it. I want to cap it.
Okay. Now I'm just imagining.
Please forgive me. I am elderly.
Uh-oh.
There's some old man go around capping some lettuce. What's this world coming to?
All right, stop it.
Old man walking into
Stop
abandoned
it.
warehouses.
Stop it. It was funny when I did it. I don't know what you're doing. What are you even doing, man?
Oh, bye.
What are you doing here, Bob?
Thank you, as usual, to all the regulars and the new people who are watching on stream. We appreciate it. And sorry, Odie and Matthew are not here. Supposedly they'll be here next week.
Supposedly.
Hey, man, my lettuce didn't do anything, but there's some lettuce in the room that I'm just not happy with.
Lettuce is sweating.
I have you know that my hair is au natural. It's sought after. It's also lusted after.
Looks
People want my hair, man. It's
Lightning can only strike
Works
twice
really
so
well,
many
though.
times.
all right. W has spoken. That means it's time for the lightning round, where we squeeze in as many things as we possibly can in the last couple minutes of the show. Let us start here. Deadpool and Wolverine, the serious final trailer is out, and it's pretty good. I mean, it's all the shenanigans are gone and everything, and you get that there is a serious undertone to this movie, and it seems like it's the redemption of a Wolverine.
one who probably lost everybody and
Not-
didn't have a chance to really redeem himself.
Yeah, so if you watch the trailer, it's not the Logan of our world,
Because he's dead.
but Daphne Keene's in it in the trailer.
Well, the question is that the Daphne? Is that the X-23 from that world, from the Logan?
We don't know. We don't
Version?
know. See, that's the thing when the time something variant, what is it? Time variant authority are involved. Who knows? Also, so Lady Deadpool, we got a shot at Lady Deadpool. I know everyone's saying that it's Blake Lively, which it should be because it's his wife.
Yeah.
I think it's Taylor Swift. I really do. What a shock that would be. Also blonde. Also have as a similar figure. And here's the thing. It wouldn't shock me if they don't put Blake Lively in there in the trailer and then put Taylor Swift in the movie.
Yeah, that could be something that they do.
Because they
But I mean, they're missing the opportunity of just making her.
No.
Dazzler.
Right, because it's what everyone wants.
Yeah.
How often does he do what people want? So, and we saw them hanging together.
Yeah.
And so the speculation out there was, is Taylor Swift going to be in the movie? If it happens, you heard me say it before anybody else. I think she is Lady Deadpool. And if she's not, I'm wrong. So, I mean, there's that.
At worst, you go.
I mean, if it's Blake Lively, it's still Blake Lively.
Yeah.
All right, Beetlejuice. The trailer comes. Speaking of another trailer, Beetlejuice comes out, and I had my doubts before. This changed everything for me.
It looks so good.
I still have a problem with Michael Keaton being old because how to Beetlejuice age.
He doesn't look old.
Around
He
the
just
eyes.
looks-
Around the eyes, I think they could have fixed it.
he's also dead.
Exactly. But the dead don't age. That's
They rot a little bit more.
Maybe. No, Chris, it's not Madonna. It's definitely not Madonna. Because she be sagging, yo. And
No.
unless
think about that.
unless there's some lifting going on in there. I mean, AI can do some wonderful and terrible things.
You need some heavy lifting.
Yeah, so you might need a. So it's not Madonna. All right,
Get Mark Henry on.
yeah. All right. So also, the new Captain America trailer came out, and we got Red Hulk.
Yes.
We got Red Hulk. So Harrison Ford is going to be Red Hulk, which there's speculation, and now we know he's going to be Red Hulk.
This definitely seems more like a Winter Soldier kind of style.
Which is what they wanted to do. That's why Winter Soldier is still my favorite out of all the Marvel movies because they made it into a spy movie, and it was an excellent spy movie.
Yes. What's next?
I'm looking at Texter says, laugh out loud. I specifically don't watch trailers and then I'll listen to the show. How's a trailer a spoiler? I mean, it's a trailer.
Also,
And
it might not
trailers-
even be real.
And trailers lie.
They do.
And if any trailer is going to lie, it's going to be Deadpool.
Yeah. Which I'd be fine to be lied to in a trailer because I know what I want to get into with this movie.
All right. Gladiator 2 trailer. I'm still not sure about this movie.
Yeah.
I mean, Gladiator 1 was like 35 years ago. Probably not that long, but still. And an excellent movie because I was entertained. Are you not entertained? I'm sure you were.
I was as well.
And we know Joaquin Phoenix is dead. We know that Russell Crowe is dead, but it's the kid who grows up, and it's him. He's part of it.
Yeah. And also Joseph Quinn is apparently the emperor for this one. Eddie from Stranger Things.
But Denzel Washington's in it. It's just weird.
It is weird for some reason. Like he doesn't have an accent or anything.
Yeah, but
it's just Denzel.
He's still too cool for it. It's
Exactly.
I mean, he adds a cool that shouldn't be there. There was no cool like that in ancient Rome, as far as I know.
Amount of cool wasn't around until Denzel was around.
There was not. There was not. And
it was
and
pre-Denzel.
So I mean, I could be historically inaccurate. There might have been that kind of cool. I don't know. There was no internet. Then.
Once every 100 years, there was a man who was born who had the cool of Denzel Washington.
Well done, Justin, by the way. Also, Agatha All Along trailer also made it more interesting. So instead of these little hits here and there, now you kind of get an idea of what it's going to be like.
Yeah.
And what it's going to be about. And
it's very Evil Dead for some reason.
By the way, there are drones fighting birds on the beach.
So robots fighting robots?
Robots fight. It's I don't know who the Autobots and who's the Decepticons, but that's what's going on.
The Decepticons are obviously the birds.
All right. From what I understand, Odie and Matthew both back next week. Thanks to everyone who's been a part of the show today. Thanks for the comments on stream and on the text line. And everybody have a great weekend. Bye-bye. Wow, I overtalked the post because my screen put my screen in a good place for me to see the text, but I can't see the countdown timer. I'm gonna have to fix that next week. All right.
Thanks, Will.
Thank you. Thanks to everybody who participated. Justin, say goodbye to stream.
Goodbye, everybody.
Cameron, say goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Pappy, say goodbye.
See you later, suckers.
All right. Goodbye to everyone, and have a great weekend. I'll see you next week if I survive Creed.